Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Majin Starcraft on Jungle Basin between RvmMentalist and NvJiFeng. NvJiFeng. So we're gonna call him Feng for easier pronunciation. Hey, why are we having another Majin Starcraft episode today? Simple. Rainbow Razor, as awesome as he may be, the last two games were pretty identical in builds, and we can't have that now, can we? I can show you the same match again with the only a different opponent. That's just not fair to you guys. So let's bring something different, something a little bit more entertaining to the table, especially considering the last three games of Majin Starcraft have been on Shakuras Plateau, and now we're finally on something green, a little bit more lighter on the eyes, a little bit more jolly. Shakuras is such a depressing place. No wonder they're called Dark Templars, emo Templars actually, but hey, if you actually think about it, psychology, very emo-ish. They ran away, they are cloaked all of the time, they never come out of cloak, they consider themselves outcasts of the Protoss. Emo-ish, very emo-ish. So Mentalist actually having a little bit of scout inside Feng's base, gonna see this spool coming up on 15, so a 15 spool, no gateway as of yet. For Mentalist, I believe this probe will actually be the one laying down the gateway, or is it actually going to... Yes, he's going to fast expand. Sending out the probe a little bit too early in my opinion, a little bit too early. Minerals are still coming in here. Here comes the scout for Feng, a long way away. However, I doubt the strategy of setting down a nexus when you know that the Zerg is going such an early spool. I mean, with an early spawning spool, well, of course, this doesn't exactly mean that the Zerg is going to attack with Zerglings. It could just mean that he's getting out to increase the production via Queen. Production tab says... Queen. No Queen. Zerglings. So getting a Forge meanwhile on the ramp, so he will try to block off his ramp with Forge and Gateway. The Gateway and the Forge should come out in time. I don't know if the Zealot will be there to block the ramp, so Mentalist might probably have to completely wall himself in to be able to counter the Speedlings, the Zerglings. But so far Mentalist doesn't show any signs of aggression, actually using the Speedlings just to take out the scout. Will he move out across the map? I doubt it, because he is expanding himself. Probably gonna try and put some early pressure, not gonna happen. There is the cannon, so that means complete wall in for Mentalist. I guess he'll have to destroy this cannon to break free, but since there's no Speedlings, just Lings, and they're gonna be a while until they actually get to this map. Nice. I don't know if the pylon placement for this thing is actually really good, because this pylon was supposed to scout this, but I think it's a little too behind to actually see anything. I'm sorry, we need Mentalist view. Yep, Mentalist view, there's a pylon that can scout. However, all he has to do is click the health and he'll see that these things are going down. Slowly but surely, only 4 Zerglings working on it, so gonna take a while. Whoa! Feng actually opting to go not 1 expansion but 2, so very high econ build. He does feel pretty safe considering that the Protoss is locked inside his base. Production tab still has nothing on the way except a photon cannon, and yeah, this photon cannon will start shooting off the Zerglings. And bam, very nice, protecting the rocks against Lings. Will not protect it from roaches, but Lings will do. How many queens? Let's check out the units tab for a little bit. 2 queens as of yet, no third, so no creep dedicated queen for now. Economy speaking, they're fairly similar. Feng is slightly ahead. I don't know, slightly ahead because his expansion. I have no idea why he's ahead. Oh, there we go. Harvester count just updated. He's ahead because of the harvester count. So we'll see how this goes. A very nice unit placement also by Feng. As you see, he has overlords on both sides of the map and a couple of Lings. I suppose this should be the time when he decides to move in with an overlord and see what's going on, what's happening. Because right now, Mentalist is just locking inside the base, getting a Stargate, and this Stargate is the point of the scout. However, since the Overlord is here, it's gonna take a while until they actually manage to scout this tech building. What Mentalist doesn't have is a Stalker, because there's no core on the map, and no core on the way, which is really strange. Oh, never mind, there's a core. Warp Gate Tech on the way. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. But he should really bring out a Stalker, because here comes the scouting Overlord at a 7-minute mark, a little bit delayed. Here come drones to saturate third expansion, so 3 expansions out for Feng. Feng is trying to creep spread here. There we go, pooping down a little creep tumor, laying down a creep tumor. No creep tumor dedicated queen yet. Might be earlier, and here she comes, and here comes the Overlord. Will he manage to spot the Stargate? Here comes the Stalker. This Overlord is dead. Feng knows it, but he knows he needs to scout. And he knows something's here. He knows something's here. There we go. He spotted it. And he does see the Phoenix is on the way. So sadly, the starport will not bring out anything that Feng might not be able to deal with. Here comes the second Overlord for the scout. Losing this one will be pretty big, because losing this one will mean that he is supply blocked. So Feng gonna lose that Overlord. Gonna get nope, popping a couple of Overlords. There we go, producing, so making sure he's not supply blocked. Lot of lings. Hydralisk Den, so layer is up. No Baneling's Nest. Roach Warren here. Robotics facility on the way. So both players trying to macro up. What's really important about the game at this stage is the fact that Feng is on 3 bases while Mentalist is on 2. So Feng might just be opting to starve the Protoss out, which he can do. If he simply surrounds the Protoss, surrounds him on all sides, and makes sure that nothing comes out. I mean, if the Protoss pushes one way, the Zerg can harass this base, or if he tries to push out this way, the Zerg can use Mutas to harass this line. So trying to starve Mentalist out is actually a pretty good strategy. How many gateways do we have? 5 gateways on the map. Well, 4 for now. 5th is on the way. Here's a robotics facility, probably gonna get on an observer right now, and also gonna try and break down the back door of his own base. Very nice indeed. What is his plan? Probably I guess to secure this expansion. As long as the Zerg doesn't go air units, it's pretty safe to actually secure this expansion and secure your base in a very nice semicircle on the bottom of the map. However, it's still gonna be very close. Evolution Chamber is up. Already we got Glial Reconstruction and Pneumatic Carapace, so we have Glial Reconstruction, I believe, is for upgrades for roaches. Yes, there we go. Increases the movement speed of roaches. Strangely enough, no roaches as of yet. Production tabs, oh, never mind. 15 roaches. God damn it, I'm really an idiot sometimes. So 15 roaches, a lot of lings. So Feng actually probably gonna try and seek out to bust down the door at one point, or maybe even come here and try to deny this expansion. But the problem is, Feng is right now clumping his overlords. He's not using his units to scout. He has these 2 Zerglings to see if anything moves out of the base, but I don't know. I would put Zerglings all over the map to make sure that this doesn't happen. As you can see, pylons securing in, warping in units to try and reinforce. So a couple of photon cannons will be laid down for defense. Zerg missile attacks level 1. If we look at the income, Feng is still ahead. However, Feng is still ahead slightly, but he is ahead on gas. So if we go at gas, he will have a lot more gas than Mentalist. And it's pretty strange considering that Feng doesn't have any gas intensive units as of yet. Roach is not that intensive on gas, let's face it. I don't think I need a larva to see exactly how much a roach costs. There we go, there's a larva. Roach is 25 gas, not that expensive. Gas. So all that gas is probably getting wasted. There's a Colossus, so Mentalist does have gas, but he's consuming it. As you can see, minerals and gas count fairly similar, while Feng is actually banking both gas and minerals. If we look at the army size, we have the Zerg towering over the Protoss army. However, attacking this fortified position, not the best idea. There's the force field trapping the army and just taking out a couple of units. Here comes Lynx from behind trying to run inside. Force field's not doing that much. These Lynx probably need to run inside the mineral line, but they're gonna die as well. And that attack wasn't so successful for Feng. As you can see, already huge difference in units lost tab. Well, at this point of the game, 1,000 500 minerals could very well be gotten back. It's not that huge, it just looks huge here on the tab. Securing an in-base hatchery, the Feng, and nothing as of yet. No morphing into hive, no strangely enough, no mutas on the map. Mutas would be really good right now because of the harassing ability. Could simply harass the main, the expansion, and this expansion quite easily. A lot of Hydras. Hydra's gonna die really fast to the Colossus, so he needs to keep Hydras alive. His army is very powerful and very heavy on Hydras right now. 23 Hydras, 14 Roaches, and 41 Zerglings. Zerglings and Hydras, not the best units to deal with the Colossus. Meanwhile, the Observer 4 Mentalist has discovered a 4th expansion, and I suppose a good idea would probably to secure the 5th. In that position, Feng would actually be on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bases, while Mentalist would only be on 3. Bringing out Corruptors to deal with the Colossus problem. Food maxed out, and right now Feng needs to throw some army at the wall. Maybe even this wall. It's slowly defended, only defended by cannons, and probably trying to run in there would be a good idea. Simply because if you're right now in the Zerg position, you're maxed out, and you're allowing your opponent to be maxed out as well. Not a good idea. What Feng might be waiting for is a 300 supply push. And here's a small attack of Zealots being that was brought out. Probably be a Warp Prism or something. No, it just warped on the bottom, on the ground floor. Here comes the Lynx. Save the expansion. They probably will. Will they? Yes. Yeah, I was actually pretty stupid. They were probably warped in right here, and they fluttered across the map to get the expansion. I didn't notice. And here's another big expansion. A lot of Hydras dying from the Colossus. Guardian Shield to protect the Colossus. One Colossus dead because there are a lot of Corruptors. Second Colossus dead. Hydra's still alive. A lot. I'm sorry. A lot of Roaches dying there. All the Colossus dead. Stalkers running away with Blink, and now the Hydras are in a bad position because they don't have Vigor on the upper ramp. Oh, Dark Templar are here. Dark Templars are huge. Very nice indeed. Bringing out those Dark Templars with no observing capabilities of the Zerg is really bad, because now just 2 Dark Templars are going to inflict so much damage. There we go. 1 Hydra, 2 dying more. This Templar has 5 kills. This one has 6. They're just getting a lot of units. Production tab says finally we have an observer, so Feng does know that the DTs are there. As you can see, these DTs have taken out that expansion. Now these DTs are probably going to move in the natural. Running across the map is not good right now. Feng is in a bad position. There we see the units lost tab finally being even more, about 3,000 gold. So very nice play from Mentalist using DTs. I didn't even see the Dark Templar Shrine. Here it is in time. So very nice play. However, soon those DTs will not be the best units to have. There we go. Get 1 Dark Templar getting sniped off. But now the Observer really needs to move across the map. The Overseer. The back door is fallen, and here come the DTs. The Overseer is nowhere in sight, and now the DTs are gonna try and snipe off the expansion. And considering there's 3 of them, and they have a lot of damage, where's the Overseer? They're still coming in here on the defense. Nope, Overseer will not get here in time. Will they get it? No. And now the DTs have been scouted. However, the expansion and the hit is done. If we look at the income, huge economical hit. Mentalist is continuing to plow forward, almost double the income right now for Mentalist, while poor Feng is on only 1,000. Gonna come in here now that the Overseer, the Overseer almost shot them, but no, the Dark Templars have finally died. Now a lot of Stalkers moving in here to try and do some more damage, with a couple of Dark Templars in there for good measure. Only 1 Corruptor here, and here comes the Overseer, but Overseer will get taken out really fast. So now if there's any DTs alive in this army, they are dead. Are there any DTs? There are 3 somewhere, but not in this army. Here they are. And then Mentalist actually has to back out of there as well, reducing a little bit that difference in units lost tab, but not by much. Mentalist Feng already expanding again, and now the DTs are here doing a lot of damage, holding the ramp and doing what they do best, killing. There's no observer here, so no observing capabilities for Feng at the moment, and right now he's just wasting units. He has probably done a little bit of damage, but still not being able to get that resources back. If he keeps the difference only at 3,000, he is ahead because he's on more bases. However, Mentalist is just assaulting and harassing with DTs, warping in units down here. and just not allowing Feng to really mine or get his economy up completely. And right now, as you can see, Mentalist is quite ahead in the income, which is really good for him. Well, they're fairly similar in income, but denying the Zerg the possibility to get huge economical advantage is great. And now the DT is gonna make it. Yes, where the hell is this thing going? Where the hell did the Overseer go? But no, the DT has fallen, and that DT had a lot of heals. Here come two Zealots and a DT. Very nice indeed. Dark Templars being so powerful in this game, so powerful, simply because there aren't that many Overseers as of yet. Mutas to try and fight off the Protoss. However, this army is fully based on Stalkers. I would much rather prefer to see Broodlords in this situation. Broodlord range is probably one of the best ways to deal with this army. And here come the Mutas to take out the DT, and this poor Zealot, so they're just gonna get sniped off. Meanwhile, right now, Mentalist is just moving across the map, trying to deny the Zerg creep expansion. As you can see, the creep expansion is fairly decent. Here's a one line, here's a second line, and now is denied. And now Protoss splitting up this army, trying to get us around on the Zerg army, and it is actually pretty good considering that the food count is fairly similar, and the Zerg army is not in a good position. And here comes another encounter. The poor, as you can see, Corruptors not being able to do anything except lay down corruption, but the DTs again are here and there's no observation, so the DTs will just plow through everything, and the Zerg is not doing anything to combat this. As you can see right now, the difference in units lost tab is 4,000, well, still 4,000, 3,000 and a little bit. So the Protoss securing an expansion, his fourth, which is pretty huge. However, to be noted, he is mined out at his main, he is mined out at his natural, he only has this working expansion. He needs this. He needs this expansion. If the Zerg can deny this expansion, it will really be the decisive factor with all the DPs in the world. The problem is the Zerg almost has his main mined out. His expansion is not doing so good. This expansion is nice, but this expansion is not doing anything. And here is a big fight. A lot of roaches in there. He needs to deny this expansion. Very nice. Chasing, using the Observer as bait, the Overseer as bait. There are no more DTs, so the Overseer would have been sacrificed nicely, and denying this expansion is actually a huge hit, because right now Mentalist does have a couple of about 1,000 minerals banked, but he will not be able to mine for so long, because this expansion is gonna get oversaturated with all the probes from this one. And as you can see, this is gonna go down really fast. Right now the Protoss is in a very bad position. Units lost tab fairly similar, actually bringing it down to about 2,000. So very nice indeed. Oh, another DT in here. So DT harass has been really good, but there's no Overseer here, so the poor Zerglings can't do anything. Here comes the Overseer, and DT dies, but still doing a lot of damage. If we look at the income, harvester count for Feng is actually in the dirt, 45 over compared to 67. So Mentalist is ahead in harvesting. However, Feng can secure this base pretty easily, well, unless more warping in Dark Templars here. But right now Mentalist can't afford to waste valuable gas on Dark Templar that really fall really fast, and Overseers can do a lot of damage. Right now the Zerg is in a dominating position across the map, and I personally don't see how Mentalist can come back from this. No more tech buildings. Production tab says 1 Colossus on the way compared to 20 roaches. 1 Colossus will not compensate for 20 roaches. If we look at the army size tab, actually Feng is ahead, but not by much. And here comes the Mentalist push. Mentalist trying to do something. He needs to do something. The problem is Feng's army is all the way across here trying to save his expansion, and will he be in time? This expansion is actually not that crucial, because as you can see, it's almost mined out, so not that important to save it. What he does need to do is deny the Protoss expansions and really to take down his army. And here's a big fight, a lot of roaches in here, but there are a couple of immortals to fight off the roaches. As you can see that they're armored, and immortals do a lot of damage, but there are so much roaches here. So much roaches, gonna snipe off the Colossus. There's no way this thing's getting away, especially with road speed. And now the Protoss has been chased into his base, and there's nothing he can do. He's slowly getting mined out. Feng has already secured an expansion. However, DT harass again, and these DTs are gonna do a lot of damage. right now, taking out, let's see how many harvesters count. Quite a lot, more, almost all of them. 2 will probably make it out of there alive. As you can see, one using the scythe, one using the claw. Gonna deny this expansion again, and this is actually pretty important because these things are really easy to be combated. All you need to do is, that's right, put down a spore crawler and leave something here, something. 2 or 3 roaches can easily combat ATs if the scouting is done. However, there's another expansion falling, and this kind of economical hit is probably what's keeping Mentalist in the game right now. Because as you can see, Feng is almost mined out at this base. He's basically not mining at the moment. Income in the ground, only mining off of a few mineral patches here. Long distance mining for Mentalist, deciding, hey, screw it, I need the income. I'm gonna run across the map and steal as much resources as I can. And here comes another little bit of fight here. Corruptors running inside to snipe off the Colossus. Taking out Colossus is huge. Colossus costs a lot in resources. And yes, there we go, Colossus died. And so that does deny expansion. And this is actually really fun. Look at the probes coming in here. However, because of the creep, Zerg does have vision, and here he comes to take out, with 2 roaches, he'll take out as many probes as he can, and that will be really huge because harvester count will be denied, and the income for Mentalist will go in the ground. Another DT here to fight off. There is a roach here. And the DT manages to survive. Gonna try and take out the expansion. Here's another little bit of an attempt for the Mentalist to push out. There are a lot of things, and there are DTs here. So DTs have been the decisive factor, and great DT play have kept Mentalist in this game. Right now he's running low on resources. He needs to push into Feng. He needs to deny Feng everything. He needs to stop this expansion from mining. He is still long distance mining. So as you can see, he has 400 compared to 400, so very similar income. However, Feng is still mining a lot of gas. But right now this expansion is completely mined out. Strangely enough, so is this one, and so is the main, and so is this one. So right now, there comes a lot of links taking out a lot of harvesters for Mentalist, and now Mentalist is again in a bad position. And here's another encounter. A lot of DTs, but there is a overseer here. There's a nice storm, but gonna miss it because of the huge speed on the creep. Storms against Zerg are not that good, especially when the Zerg units are on the creep. And here they come, chasing down the army, blinking on the high ground. The DTs are actually still here, and the overseer is not here, which is pretty huge considering that the DTs can actually take out units really fast. But still, the income for Feng is kicking up again because of this base, and right now again Mentalist is in a big problem. Here come a couple of zealots, but these roaches would have dealt with it anyway. Zerglings running all across the map. Burrowed roaches in here, because why not? Hey, you have cloak, I have my own version of cloak. Popping out, and here comes the Zergling. Overseers, there we go. Mentalist calling the GG once those Dark Templars were lost. So very nice game to watch. A little bit different than what we've seen lately. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.